can visualize for me, how was the eclipse? Did anyone see it? Did any of you get a chance to observe it? No? No? I saw some folks posting online, some people, and some friends of mine had mentioned that they got to see it and it was pretty beautiful. So that's exciting. Too cloudy. Yeah, I've heard this from others. Too cloudy. Well, I hope that you were able to at least maybe take some time to just be in the presence of the energy and maybe meditate or just take some time for yourself. I definitely was able to, and you know, I took a few moments, like a long period of time, to just meditate and not be in like a only just like in meditation, but kind of coming in and out of thought processes. And one of the things that I kept kind of coaching myself through the experience was like, just let the light come in to wherever it needs to come into. Just like, please, like, just let this light come in and allow whatever wants to come up. And there was like some pretty obvious stuff that I sort of wanted, maybe like a deeper impression or a deeper understanding around. And then there were also like moments, like really deep memories, like childhood memories that came up, and it was really surprising to me. And on two levels, one of like just the feeling of just experiencing it and kind of going back into that time, and then two, like knowing why, because of all of this energy and just the ability to become still and kind of ask for these things to happen. And so I was just like very impressed with the practice in that moment. And then a few hours later, I decided that I would work with the tarot. I was like, oh, I'll do a tarot spread, because that feels really like I want to get into this subconscious energy even more. And for me, the tarot is very, you know, it's just very much like a therapy session of kind of speaking these symbols out loud and trying to make sense of it. And then, you know, your intuition opens, and, you know, where do I put it in these different kind of aspects and layer of my life and my question? And, you know, what does the tarot have to show me, is kind of how I was approaching it. And I have to say that it was one of these moments where going into it, you know, and so many times we go into these experiences and our practices, and we're very, you know, open, and we have these very high hopes and maybe even some expectation. And then we're met with a lot of confrontation. And it was one of those tarot spreads where you're just like, like, really? Like, is like that? And you kind of want to like keep drawing the card until you get like the really good card, you know, but this format will not allow you to do that. So it was great. You know, it was what I needed to chew on. And the beauty of like the instructions that I read as I'm moving through the tarot, because I'm not like an adept tarot reader. I've had the same deck since I was like 18 years old, and I still look at the book and read through everything that's there and like, you know, do my own little channeling with it. And at the end of, you know, when you get to the end of your spread, it says fully, you know, that if you're reading for a client, it's like, depending on whatever that outcome is, if you decide to make corrections, or you make like very drastic changes to whatever's happening in your life, then you can alter whatever that experience is. So if I'm experiencing a lot of confrontation and a lot of like, ooh, I don't really like that, or I don't like the energy of that, then I have the ability to apply pressure and create correction in my life. And so it really was positive in the sense that it was showing me that I really need to kind of knuckle down and start to work some things out for myself. And so in today's practice, I want to work a bit more with the more traditional Hatha yogic poses. We're going to be doing some sun salutations and, you know, doing a couple of different things. And then we're going to focus on some more breath at the end from the Kundalini tradition. And, you know, there may be some confrontation in the practice, right? Just like with any of the practices that we do. But I want us to bring in that same sense, those of us that have been doing the Kundalini, that same sense of really trying to find the most defined shape that we can find for our bodies, and to approach it in that sense of bringing in the pranic life force, even if we're not doing breath of fire and we're not moving quick, that there's still that very expansive, energetic body that is awakening through this practice. So it'll be a little bit simpler. The lines, we'll have a little more time to make the lines more clear around what we're doing, like meaning the actual alignment and the lines of the body. And within that space, right, there may be some resistance, there may be some confrontation that rises. And so the invitation is to just be present with that, and to really just ground into the physical body, right? And let the body just ground whatever is happening in the mind as a practice, because it's a beautiful, beautiful practice. So let's bring the hands together at the heart center and just close the eyes and come up tall. And just take a few moments here with the palms pressed if you're able to. Just breathing in and breathing out. And feeling that connection through the sits bones. And feeling the spine beginning to lengthen a bit more as you reach into the earth through the seat, reach up to the sky through the crown. And as you're pressing the palms together, let it be a little more gentle. Let the shoulders relax, let the arms relax a bit. The elbows might even fall slightly towards the ground, and lift up a bit more through the heart, engage through the navel gently. And let's bring the chin slightly in so the neck, the throat is nice and long. And take a deeper breath in here. A deep breath out. And again, inhaling. And exhale. Let's initiate the practice with the sound of Om, A-U-M, breathing in. Inhaling here. And exhale, gently bow the head towards the hands, towards the heart, and take a moment here to offer your intention, your dedication, to even just arrive a bit more present into your practice today, a willingness to be here in this experience. And we'll slowly lift up tall through the crown of the head. You can keep the hands at the heart center and open through the eyes. And we're going to interlace the fingers and just reach your arms forward so your hands are at about the level of your heart. Good. And then as we breathe in, let's lift the arms up, and you're just taking a very gentle arching through the spine, big breath in. And then as we exhale, we're going to take a nice deep rounding of the spine. Press the arms forward, the hands come to about the level of the shoulders. Yeah, beautiful. And then again, inhaling to lift up and lengthen. You can even look up towards your hands or towards the sky. And exhale to round the spine. And again, breathing in. And breathe out. Let's just take two more like that. Inhaling. And exhale. One more time, big breath in. And a nice deep breath out. And we'll come up tall, let the arms come down, and then let's come forward onto hands and knees. And let's come into some cat-cow. And I'm going to be highlighting a few of you so we have a nice example how things are moving through the body. And you can keep the heels of the feet in line with the knees in this variation, the wrists underneath the the shoulders, inhaling, lifting the hips, lifting the heart, looking up, and exhale, rounding the spine. And just going with your breath. Enjoying the change of pace, perhaps. Going a little bit slower, finding that articulation through each vertebra, spreading through the fingers. Let's take about 3 more of these, just nice classic cat-cow, feeling into the spine and feeling all of that energy beginning to release, especially these first moments of the practice. Meet me in a downward facing dog. Go ahead and tuck the toes and lengthen the legs up and back, and find some freedom here, pedaling through the feet, swaying the hips to the right, to the left, anything that feels good to you here. Getting the backs of the legs to open and ultimately finding a shape that feels good to you with the arms. Maybe they want to be a little bit wider, a little more narrow. And come forward into a plank pose, and let's just see where we land. The shoulders are above the wrists. We're reaching through the heels of the feet. Let the legs come to life so that the thighs hugging a bit onto the bones, reaching up through the pelvic floor, reaching up a bit through the navel. Give it another inhale. And downward facing dog on the exhale. Let's lift the hips up nice and high. Good. And then lift your heels to the sky so you're coming onto the tops of the toes, and drop the heels over towards the right, like you're going to move them towards the right, maybe corner or edge of the mat. You can bend the knees a little bit as you do this, see how that feels, and then inhale, come all the way up through center and lift, 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 and take it over to the left and just kind of sink through the legs a bit there. And lifting up through the heels one more time. Drop the heels to the ground, back behind the toes. Come out long into a plank pose as you breathe in. And take it to a child's pose as you breathe out. Let's find our child's pose. Knees to the floor and hips to the heels. Let's walk the fingers forward if we're able to, and just stretch a bit more through the sides of the waist. So let it be a bit more activated. And if you need to open the knees a bit wider, feel free to, and just allow the spine to get a little bit heavier towards the ground. The seat a little bit heavier towards the heels. Deepening through the breath, bringing in that pranic life force and feeling everything expand and soften, right? Expanding and softening. And slowly come up to your hands and your knees. All fours. Let's tuck the toes, downward facing dog. Let's lengthen the legs up and back. Let's take a breath in. A breath out, let it go. And then again, come forward into plank pose, inhale. Child's pose as you exhale, just one breath out. You're going to stretch the arms nice and long. And as you inhale, come forward to your hands and your knees. Tuck the toes, downward facing dog, lengthen the legs. Plank pose as you breathe in, nice and steady. Child's pose as you breathe out. Inhaling, hands and knees. Tuck the toes, downward facing dog, finding some fluidity. Plank pose, breathing in. Child's pose, breathing out, keeping it fresh. Inhale, hands and knees. Tuck the toes, downward facing dog, lengthen back. Plank pose, breathing in. Child's pose as you breathe out, folding the spine. Come up onto your hands and knees, pause on all fours, And we're going to come to puppy pose. So your hips are above your knees. You're going to walk your arms forward, working to bring your chest to the ground. Maybe your chin touches the earth. Maybe it feels better for your forehead to touch the earth. It's a pretty deep opening for the upper spine. Use your breath. Get deep into that ujjayi breath, that slight constriction in the back of the throat. And feeling the weight of gravity just drawing the chest towards the ground. Noticing the bubbling thoughts of the mind. Anchoring the mind to the breath. Let's take 3 more here. For 1. For 2. 1 more round. For 3, and slide your way into a cobra / sphinx pose. So you'll bring your elbows underneath your shoulders. Some traditions do cobra. We know it is sphinx. Walk your legs a little bit back in space. Press through your forearms, and now lift up through your heart. And think of taking any of that compression that you just felt in your chest and just freeing it. Freeing any blocked energy from the heart, from the throat. Press into the tops of the feet. Try to anchor a bit more through the legs, rooting through the lower chakras. Using the earth energy to bring the mind out of the chaotic waters into the earth, finding the shore. Breathing in, following your breath, inhaling. 1 more inhale. We're going to stay for that exhale. And let's slowly bring the forehead all the way down to the ground. Let's take the hands behind us and interlace the fingers and just see where you're at. See if you can get the heels of the hands to touch. So you're really squeezing the shoulder blades towards each other. If you need a little bit of space, take the space. Let's keep the feet and the legs rooted and start to move the arms back and just lift the head, lift the chest, move the spine forward and then up towards the sky. And really rooting through those lower chakras, right? Rooting through the hips, rooting through the legs, opening through the heart. Give it another breath in. And exhale, release your forehead down, bring your hands under your shoulders. Take a cobra pose, bring the elbows in, lift up slowly. Downward facing dog as you breathe out. Beautiful. Come on back. And now as you're coming into this downward facing dog, just think of the lines of the body from the arches of the feet to the hips, all the way up into the pelvis, from the fingerprints, the wrists, through the shoulders, all the way through the spine to the tailbone. And just see where we can call in a more clean and aligned shape here. The navel point is lifting. The thighs are lifting. We're pressing through the backs of the legs to stretch. And slowly, slowly begin to pedal through your feet, bending one knee and then the other. And you're going to walk your feet towards your hands. So you're going to come to the top of your mat. And once you arrive at the top of the mat, let the feet land about hip width. Take a little flat back moment. So think of lifting the back of the heart towards the front of the room. And then exhale, fold into the legs, take opposite elbows with your hands. Nice. And then everyone bend the knees just a bit, both knees at the same time, like maybe an inch or two. And then slowly straighten the legs and see if your spine can fall a bit more towards the ground. And try to shift your pelvis more above your ankles. Roll the weight towards the toes. Shake the head a bit no. Shake the head a bit yes. Try to release any tension of the neck. Let's take an inhale here. And as you exhale, just slowly release your hands to the ground. And let's bend the knees and tuck the tailbone, tuck the chin in, and just go slow and round up to stand. Try to connect to your pelvic floor, use the core muscles, use your legs. And once the head comes up, you can reach the arms to the sky. They can go out, can go forward, but I want you to think of lengthening the body. And then exhale, let's bring the hands through the heart. Let's bring that grounding energy into the heart. Let's bring the arms down and the palms forward. Keep the feet as they are. Reach the arms forward and up as you breathe, and reach up, extend. You can look up, you can even arch a bit. Exhale, fold forward. You can take a prayer through center, fingers touching the ground. Step your left foot to the back of the mat as you breathe in. So you're in a nice long lunge. Downward facing dog as you breathe out. Come forward into plank pose on your inhale. Knees, chest, chin, one solid line, or chaturanga. I'm going to let you choose. Good. Upward facing dog or a lower cobra, maybe getting a little higher as you inhale. Downward facing dog as you exhale. We're going to come back. We're going to just stay here for 3 breaths. So you're going to breathe in and breathe out for 1. Breathing in. Breathe out 2. Inhale, powerful breath. Exhale for 3. The invitation is to lift your heels, bend your knees a bit, look forward, hop or step to the top of the mat. Do what feels appropriate. Lengthen the spine as you arrive. And exhale, fold into the legs. Good. Stay there. Just fold for a moment. This time you can grab hold of your ankles or the shins, or maybe you take opposite arm bones. This time I want you to just find a nice forward fold moment. So we're still going fairly slow into opening the body. Maybe shake the head again. No. Shake the head. Yes. And then let it go. And again, let's round up nice and slow, really connecting to the pelvic floor. Use the belly, even though you're a bit soft, feel that inner strength. Reach the arms to the sky and stretch up, reach up. Hands will come through the heart center. Arms will come down beside you. You can keep the legs as they are. Reach your arms up, big breath in. Let's reach up and extend. You can arch a little bit back, lift through the pelvic floor. Exhale, fold forward, take your fingers to the ground. And step your right foot to the back of the mat as you breathe in, reach back. Downward facing dog as you exhale. Come forward into your plank pose. Chaturanga, knees, chest, chin, one solid line, up to you. Good, Urdhva Mukha Savasana. Adho Mukha Savasana, beautiful, downward facing dog. And again, just 3 breaths. Make it your best breath. Inhaling and exhaling, finding that perfection in the pose. Breathing in and breathing out. You want to try to keep that pelvic floor lifted the whole time. Inhaling. Exhale, empty out the breath, lift the heels, look forward, hop, step, breathe in at the top of the mat, lengthening the spine, and exhale, fold into the legs. Good, and then just one more time, round up to stand, pressed into the earth, reach the arms to the sky, get nice and long, nice and tall, and let's take the hands into the heart. Let's bring the arms down by the sides. And now we're going to bring the toes to touch. Take a little bit of a more narrow Tadasana, mountain pose. If you need the feet a little bit wider, just make that adjustment. Close your eyes and feel the weight balanced between the balls of the feet and the heels of the feet. Try to flex the toes, lift the arches of the feet, feel the legs enliven. Yeah, feel all of that energy come up the legs, up the pelvis, through the navel point, into the heart center. Relax the toes, keep the energy lifting, open the eyes, reach the arms up to the sky, big breath in. Exhale, fold forward, bring your fingers to the ground. Look up to prepare, take a deep inhale, step, jump, chaturanga. So you can step through the way we've been doing. You can hop back if that's there. Right away, you'll go into your up dog or your cobra. And then downward facing dog. And we're going to take 3 rounds of breath here. Breathing in. And breathe out for 1. Breathe in. And breathe out for 2. Inhale. Exhale 3, lift the heels, bend the knees, look forward, hop, step to the top of the mat, lengthen the spine as you inhale, exhale, fold into the legs, come up to stand. You can take a flat back, reverse swan dive, or keep rolling through the spine. Arms are to the sky, hands will come through the heart, arms will come alongside the body, back into your mountain pose, Tadasana. Arms up, breathe in, reach up, extend. Exhale, fold forward, fingers to the floor. Look up to prepare, breathing in, hands to the ground, step, jump, Chaturanga Dandasana, make your way through. Inhale, upward facing, and exhale, downward facing dog. So we're building heat, breathing in, finding that steadiness as you breathe out. Inhaling. Exhaling, where can you go a little bit deeper into the shape? Inhale. Exhale, empty out, lift the heels, bend the knees a bit, look forward, hop, step, make your way, lengthen out at the top of the mat. Exhale, fold deeply into the legs. Inhale all the way up to stand, arms to the sky, strong legs, strong core, reach up. Let's bring the hands down through the heart, arms alongside the body. Very good. Let's bring the toes to touch. Utkatasana, bend the knees, bring the arms to the sky. Big breath in. Exhale, fold forward, fingers to the ground. Look up, prepare, step, jump, Chaturanga Dandasana, make your way through. Do the best you can. Let's meet in downward facing dog. Take an inhale. Take an exhale. Good. Lift your right leg up and back as you breathe in. Step the foot forward, come up into warrior 1, back heel to the ground, lift the arms to the sky. Find your legs, hips are squaring towards the front of the mat. Press through the feet, lift through the arches, lift through the thighs, and lift a bit more through the heart center. Maybe even look up towards the ceiling. Find another breath in. Plank pose, Chaturanga Dandasana. As you breathe out, try to come through it as cleanly as possible. Skip it if you want to skip it. Good. Left leg lifts up, breathe in. Step the foot forward. Again, warrior 1, back heel is down to the ground, arms lift up. Good. Making those adjustments. Hips are squaring forward. And think of bringing that earth energy up the legs, right? We're grounding the psyche. We're grounding the waters. Lift the navel, lift the heart. Look a little more up towards the ceiling. Let it be slight back bend. Take another inhale. Chaturanga Dandasana as you exhale. You can totally take an extra breath into plank. Exhale, bend the elbows. Inhale, lift, downward facing dog. Come on back. Just noticing what is rising to the surface. Breathing in. Breathing out. Settle the mind. Inhale. And exhale. Let's do one more breath in. A breath out, and then lift the heels, bend the knees, look forward, hop, step to the top of the mat. Lengthen the spine as you breathe in, fold into your legs, bring the toes to touch, Utkatasana as you inhale. You're gonna stay for an exhale, bring the weight into the heels of the feet. Straight legs, lift yourself all the way up, big breath in. And bring the hands down into Tadasana. Hands can come through the heart, arms by the sides of the body. Close the eyes, just take a moment to feel. Feel and ground, breathe deep. We're gonna go a little bit more fiery. Same pace, just a little more fire. Open the eyes, Utkatasana, breathing in, bend the knees, reach the arms up. Exhale, fold forward, fingers touch the ground. Look up to prepare, breathing in, step, jump, Chaturanga Dandasana, make your way through. Inhale, lifting the heart. Downward facing dog as you breathe out. Lift your right leg up and back on the inhale. Exhale, step the foot forward, come up into your warrior one, your most perfected warrior one. Big breath in. Chaturanga Dandasana as you breathe out. Of course, if you need an extra breath, you're going to take it. Otherwise, we're working at this pace. Down dog. Lift your left leg up. Big inhale. Exhale, step the foot forward. Warrior one. Step into the earth. Reach to the sky. Long breath in. Chaturanga Dandasana as you breathe out. Take your hands to the ground. Inhale, lift the heart, and exhale, downward facing dog. Let's stay here. Let's breathe in and breathe out. Good. Breathe in and breathe out. Inhale and exhale. Lift the heels, bend the knees, look forward, hop, step, make your way. Lengthen the spine, fold into your legs. Utkatasana, breathing in. We're going to stay for that exhale, sit into the heels, straighten the legs, lift yourself all the way up. Big inhale and hands into the heart center, arms by the sides of the waist, palms face forward. Good. Utkatasana, breathing in. Bend the knees, reach the arms up. Exhale, fold forward, fingers to the ground. Look up, prepare, step, jump. Chaturanga Dandasana, let's meet in downward facing dog. And take it back. Adho Mukha Svanasana, beautiful. Walk your hands to your feet. You're going to come to the back of your mat. You can also walk the feet a little forward if you don't have so much space back there. Keep your feet about hip width. Yogi toe lock your big toes, peace fingers and thumbs. You're going to lengthen the spine as you breathe in and bend the elbows as you breathe out. Bring your chin in towards the shins. Crown of the head moving towards the ground. Breathing deeply. Reach the shoulders away from the ears, like you're bringing your shoulders a bit more onto the spine. And now try to shift your pelvis above your ankles. So you're going to feel your weight go a little more towards the toes. Very good. Use a nice long calming breath here. Feeling the backs of the legs open. And just think of it like medicine for the body, just good old-fashioned medicine for the body. Finding that capacity to become a little more flexible. Working out some kinks. And let's do one more inhale. And exhale, and then you're going to inhale, lift your spine a bit and bring your fingers to the ground. And as you exhale, walk to downward facing dog. So you'll just walk yourself back out. Take a moment there, feeling into it. Let's lift the right leg up on the inhale. Let's step the foot forward. This time, let's come up into warrior two. So let's bring the back heel to the ground and lift up and take a moment to make any adjustments, reaching through the legs, bringing that right knee a little more towards the right pinky toe side of the foot. Beautiful. Let's straighten the legs. Let's come into triangle pose. So you might shorten your stance. You're going to reach your right arm forward. Bring the right hand down and the left arm up to the sky. Take any props if you prefer. Right hand can come to the shin, the ankle, even the thigh. And if you haven't done this shape for a while, right, really invite in spaciousness and trying to find really clean lines from wrist to wrist. the legs supporting you. So flexing the thighs, keeping the kneecaps nice and lifted. Filling the shape with breath to really open and awaken the pose. Breathing in. Breathe out. Let's do one more inhale. We're going to stay for the exhale. Come up into warrior two. You can bend through your front knee. Just lift yourself up. Beautiful. And then straighten both legs, reach your arms to the sky. Take warrior two to your left leg. So spin your left toes out, your right toes in. Take a moment, make sure that left knee comes above the ankle and that it moves towards the pinky toe ever so slightly. Take a moment to just let the hips fall towards the ground. Keep lifting through that pelvic floor. And now let's straighten the legs. Let's make our way into triangle pose on this side. Maybe heel toe the right foot in, shorten the stance, and then reach away with the left arm. Left hand down, right arm is up to the sky. Lengthen out the lower back. Bring the navel point a bit more in, the low belly a bit more in. Breathing deeply. Inhale. Stay for that exhale, and then just take your right arm over your right ear. Let it fall to the ground and walk to your right. You're going to come in between the legs, Prasarita Padottanasana. Square the feet, the toes. Lengthen the spine on your inhale. And as you exhale, fold forward, walk your hands a little bit towards your legs so that you can bend the elbows and bring the crown of the head towards the floor. And again, see if you can kind of shift the pelvis forward the same way you did in that forward fold at the back of the mat, just trying to bring the pelvis a bit more forward, the crown of the head a bit more towards the ground. Keep the legs activated, kneecaps lifting, thighs lifting. Deepen the breath. One more inhale, one more exhale. Let's bring the hands so they're under the shoulders, and we'll lift a bit through the spine. Walk towards your right leg, find a lunge, and come to downward facing dog. Let's press the legs back and take a vinyasa if you want it. Come forward into plank pose, Chaturanga Dandasana. Urdhva Mukha Savasana and Adho Mukha Savasana, making the way back. Let's come forward into plank pose. And we're going to lower down to the ground. So coming onto the belly. Make a little pillow with your hand and just take a little rest there. You can rest your head. You can move your head to one side or bring your forehead into the hands. Just making your way down, relaxing into the earth and just noticing, right? It's not an overwhelming amount of posture, but there may have been some overwhelming moments. So just some appreciation for that. Simplicity. Energy that's awakening, right? Bringing in the solar energy of the day. Let's bring the forehead to the floor. Let's bring the hands behind us. Let's go ahead and interlace the fingers, and you can bring the feet to touch, or you can keep the feet about hip width. See what feels better for you. But let's press the feet into the earth. Let's reach the arms back, lift the head, lift the chest, start to lift up. And then if the legs want to come up off the ground, start to add the legs. Massaging a little bit into the belly as you're working the breath deep. Take another inhale, and as you exhale, you'll just release everything down. You can let the arms go, turn your head to one side, relax here. Let's bring the forehead to the floor. Let's keep the hands alongside the body like wings, but let's roll the shoulders away from the ears and then lift everything up that wants to come up. So you can lift everything up right away, really press down through the hips and lift through the heart. Give it another inhale. And exhale, release down, turn your head, let it go. Bring your forehead to the ground. Stay with either of those shapes or bend the knees, and let's take hold of the ankles or the tops of the feet. When you're ready, lift everything up that wants to come up. Go nice and easy, nice, easy. Cautionary entry, breathing deeply. There'll be a little bit of a rise and a fall. Right? A little bit of a rise through the heart, a little bit of falling. Keep working at it. And let it go. Release down. Let the legs go. Turn the head. Take a deep breath in through your nose. And open the mouth. Exhale. Let it go. Let's roll over onto our backs. You're going to step the feet to the floor and come into a constructive rest. So feet to the ground, bring the knees to touch and widen the feet. Your hands can be beside you. You can bring the hands onto the body. You can cactus the arms. Whatever feels good here. Just a constructive rest. Let the spine rest. Hug the knees into the chest, nice and easy, gentle squeeze of the legs in. And bring the legs over to the left, open through your right arm to find a twist. Keep the knees at about the same level as your hip crease. Open through the right arm, let the right shoulder fall to the ground. You can look over to the right or up to the sky if there's any tension in the neck. Keep that strong chronic breath. And coming through center, bring the legs in. Take it to the other side, nice and easy. Shoulders falling, breathing sweetly. Slowly come onto the back body, hugging the legs into the chest. Let's take a happy baby pose. We'll reach for the outer edges of the feet. Knees come a bit wide towards the outer sides of the waist, towards maybe even the shoulders. Releasing any tension in the back. Breathe out. And let's take the legs in, step the feet to the floor, and we're going to come into a rest. We're going to come into Shavasana. So just lengthening the legs out. Take any support here, anything under you, anything over you. Just come to rest the body. Begin to deepen your breathing. Deep inhale, easy exhale. Moving through the fingers and the toes. And take a nice stretch through the body. Maybe reach the arms above the head, reach and extend. Wiggle around a bit, and then when you're ready, step your feet to the floor. We'll come up to sit, and you can rock and roll your way up. You can roll to one side. And we're not quite finished with the practice. We're going to move into some direct experience with our pranic body. So we're going to come into easy seat, or however you want to sit. If you want to sit on the shins, that's fine. But let's go ahead and rub the palms together. We're going to open the Kundalini energy of the practice. So we're going to come through our tune in a little bit quicker than what we're used to. Let's bring the hands into the heart center. And just feel already the architecture of the body and that alignment that you've created through this first portion of the practice. And bring the gaze up into the third eye. We're tuning into our cosmic consciousness. Take a deep breath in. Deep breath out. And inhaling to tune in. Om. Gurudev Namo. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Breathe in deep. Hold the breath, squeeze Mulaband, press the palms, project out of the third eye, feel your energy body expanding. Exhale, release the breath. Bring your hands into Gyan Mudra, so thumb and fingertip touching, and bring your hands onto your lap. Tall spine, chin gently tucked. You're going to bring the gaze into the third eye, and we're going to begin breath of fire here. Mentally vibrating Sat Nam at the third eye. Inhaling Sat, exhaling Nam, and using that navel point to pump and work the pranic life force. This should be a rhythm where you can be here for some time without struggle. You're creating more energy, you're really stirring up the frequency, but you're not climbing a mountain, finding that rhythm. deep and hold the breath and apply Mulabandh. Hold, bring the energy up the spine. Project out of the third eye into your aura. Feel your energy body expanding, your auric light, your magnetic field. Exhale, release the breath out. And now begin deeply breathing in through the nose so that your whole rib cage opens and expands. And exhale out through the nose, nice long breath out, and draw the navel point slightly in. And continue like this, inhaling very deeply through the nose, everything expanding. Exhaling out, drawing the navel point slightly in. So there's just a little bit more of energy and emphasis on that deep yogic breath. When you inhale, let it feel as if the rib cage is lifting and expanding off of the body. And as you exhale, each breath out, try to get the navel point to draw a little bit more towards the back of the spine, really emptying out. And follow each part of the breath very consciously. Keep the brow, gaze at the brow. We're not here for very long. Inhaling deep, you're going to inhale deep, hold the breath and squeeze Mulabandh. Consolidate all of your energy, feel your energy getting stronger, more available. Exhale, release the breath out. Just take a round of breath, nice and easy. And then open the mouth and just make a little circle with your mouth, your lips, and you're going to inhale through the mouth, exhale through the nose. And keep going, we're not here for very long. Good, exhaling the breath out, and then you're going to turn it into O mouth breath. Keep going, nice and steady. Keep the gaze at the third eye. We're increasing massive amount of prana. We're not here for very long. And inhaling, deep breath in, one last time. Hold the breath in, squeeze the body, squeeze the base of the spine. Expand your light, expand your love. Exhale, release the breath, relax the spine. Breathe in and breathe out. Let's bring the hands together at the heart center and just rub the palms, extending light and consciousness across the planet through our practice, through our devotion. Breathe in and breathe out. We'll close with one long sat and a short nam, inhaling. Sat Nam. Satnam, Namaste, Shanti, Shalom, Pash, peace, peace, peace. Thank you for practicing. I'll see you on Thursday. Have a beautiful day. If you have any questions, let me know. Reach out, keep a journal, notice the things, and we'll talk very soon. Much love, and thank you all so much. Have a beautiful day.